Welcome, 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 welcome. What's up, man? How is everybody? And get this situated. Bradley. See, three people here now. Just Bradley's talking. Yeah, Bradley, that building in the comments there, that's the back end of my mom's garage. She'd walk in there and see hives all stacked up, and I would get looks. Uh, what's up, Kevin? Chad, what's up, man? You growing any specific gardens this season? Flowers, vegetables, all vegetables. Yeah, I've got pepper plants already going. I got tomato plants already going. I got onions started. Gonna do cucumbers, beets. What else? I don't know, like the basic, basic salad stuff. I'm gonna do lettuce. Got a bunch of lettuce seeds, but I'm gonna wait, until it's time. I can just throw that outside. But my pepper plants are, dang, they're 6, 7 inches high. Tomatoes are about the same already. So, man. Oh, I see. Really, Tim? Let me see over here. Oh, let me go to live chat. There we go. Fireball, Fred. I'll be waiting for that. Fred, Friday, buddy. Friday, I think I get that thing. Uh, I'll have to look at when I'll do the live. I think does next Wednesday at this time work for you? So if I get it on Friday, then I'll open it up next Wednesday this exact time. So I was calling you Tim. Kevin, you just lost your man card. I mean, am I listed as Tim in your phone? Man, come on, man. Uh, that's crazy. I was looking, I'm like, Tim, I was looking up in here. I'm like, Ridge Life pop in here? Huh. Oh, man. Rodney, to be or not to be. What's up, man? How are you? Okay, Tim. Man, that's harsh. That is harsh. I don't know, Kevin. I'm gonna have to come up with something to call you. Hmm, that's crazy. Uh, Tim's main card is untouchable, yo. Oh, that's crazy. Lauren, and what's up, Lauren? How you doing? How the bunnies? Mississippi, like to talk to you. Out to lunch. Welcome. If you can match Tim when you got a channel on your hands. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. It's a mud hole here again. 2 inches of rain. Dang, Chad, we got if I still had bees, the weather here's been perfect. It was 73 today, sunny. I mean, I was looking at the forecast, and it's like we got one more day in the next 2 week forecast. One day that's going to be 49 is the low. But then other than that, we've got like 50s and 60s. So yeah, our weather here has been like amazing. A little bit of rain here and there too, so that's good. But now we don't have much out there flowering. So you know, I guess the bees they'd be nailing if I had them. What's up, Matt? If I did have them, they'd probably be nailing sub or Macombes apiaries. Welcome. How are you? So, but yeah, our weather, man, it's been good here. So, and you all saw when I got done this last weekend. Um, I got the two horizontal hives out. I put. You guys believe in cloud seeding? I've heard of that. I forget what the heck it is. Robert Castleberry, what's up, man? How you doing? Um, tree pollen trees are budding. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got Chad. We got just oh my, we got just the startings of. I've seen like some maples starting to pop blossoms, so it's just the beginning. So, Lauren, your rabbits are stressing you out. They're all due on Saturday. Oh my gosh! Wow, that's crazy. Weather manipulation. Yeah, what do they seed them with? What do they seed it with? It's only half of them, Fred, but you're in the stack. I missed something there. I missed something there. Stacked to the ceiling. Kevin, that means I'm not for. Oh, I missed something up there. I'm gonna have to catch back up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Been good, relaxing. Oh, that's good. It's good to have a relaxing day. See how you release rabbit stress. Oh, there you go. That's just it. Oh man. Yeah, but I'm like getting excited. I got 4.5 weeks left. Be wise. What's up, man? Hey, thank you for that. Thank you. I got about 4.5 weeks left, and then I think all hats. Oh, okay, okay. 4.5 weeks, and then I'll get my. Oh, that's awesome. And I got to know how to. Let me see here. Night of Valir, Forge and Woodcraft. I probably mispronounced that. Got a horizontal hive coming, 18 frame. Nice. Brian's hat is in the stack. Yes. Although I got my Hornady hat on today, so yeah. Night of Valir. I know I'm butchering that name. I just uh, my horizontal hives. I needed to get a handle on them, so I got that handle put on. I think yesterday. Popped out. Got two real nice heavy duty metal handles. Put them on it. Um, what else did I do? I got the metal screen and I got the vent holes in the top. Um, I think I'm about ready. um, let me see what else I got to do. That's about it. And then the last thing, and I actually saw it on Ricky Rourke's channel that I need to do, and I had never even thought about this. Kai Farm, what's up? What's up, buddies? How are things going on with your hives down in the Caribbean? Um, had not even thought about this, but like you have your brood nest in the horizontal hive, and then if you kind of want to separate your queen out and just have, an area for honey, Ricky had a frame that fits down in with queen excluder. So it was kind of like a divider board that went down in that was, it was all cut out basically. I think it had like an inch kind of, groove around the side of it, whatever, and had the flow is on, so patiently waiting. Oh man, that's awesome. But yeah, had a queen excluder in there, so you can, you have like your honey section, and then um, your brood. So let's see here. Yeah, yeah. I tell you what, out to lunch. Bees are, they're becoming like big, big like popularity with them with beekeeping this year is, just really booming. So let's see here. I'm excited for the box. Kevin is hitting hopefully. uh, gotta go strap these kids in bed. All right, Kevin. Yeah, them little ones. So yeah, I get that. Need to still buy frames and dividers. Plan on starting a shell around it. Oh yeah, raw wool. All for Michigan winters. Okay. Oh, made a sugar pine. That's nice. That's nice. Hey Matt, thank you for that. Appreciate that. Wish I could have bees, but allergic. Yeah, Robert, you're not the only one that says that. So, Joy, welcome. How are you? You all are all jacking my name up. I'm just going to go by Kevin, Tim. Uh, just don't call me. Just don't call me Joe. I don't want to be called that name. So, Honey House is coming along. Should have another day on it this weekend. Oh, that's good. That's good. I was curious. Yeah, I was curious. Man, Chad, I got this last weekend. I got, oh my gosh, I think 6 hours working on stuff Saturday, and then I got about 2 hours in on Sunday. So I got both the horizontals out. I got my old hive stand moved. I got the whole, like 2/3 of that whole fenced in area all blown. The other day, then planted along that fence in the video where I was talking, where it was dirt. Got buckwheat seed planted out there. Got a ton of stuff done. So I bet this is somebody saying buzz. Watch. Let's see here. Kevin text said Fred calls you brain. I'll take it. Oh, that's awesome. See Night Red. Who else is leaving? I know Kevin's putting his little ones to bed. That's awesome. I'll know what I will buzz. Kevin. My camera's like a little bit hazy. This thing, I wonder what's up with that thing. That's weird. But yeah, I'm excited. So I have to, in the new apiary area, I got to cut down, man, that drives me nuts. That thing gets fuzzy like that. There we go. Let's see if it'll, no, here, I'm gonna fix that. Let me fix it. There we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah. Ginger Ninja, welcome back. Yeah. I think the shed will be a big deal this winter. Yeah, like a mini Ian. So, Chad, I do know that Ian, he doesn't heat his. The heat from all his bees heats his that building where they're at. So, you look fine, blurry. Thanks, Rodney. Yeah, Butts Bees. We got a ton. Like in my one last video, and I'll show. I think tomorrow I got a video coming out. But there was tons of. Well, there were leaves that killed the grass, so I got all the leaves cleaned out. But directly in front of my stand that I put up last year, maybe 10 feet, there was probably a 6-foot patch of dirt, just where the leaves sat on the grass. That whole entire area, probably 100-foot long by that 6-foot, planted the whole entire thing with buckwheat. A little bit around some other areas, but then going to put in clover also around in there too. And I'm going to mow kind of around the hives. There's a little area where I'm going to keep it mowed. But other than that, just going to let the clover grow, buckwheat grow. I was thinking, that's a good idea. Frames of stainless wire and adding. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. Let me get ginger beer and hog tie a cat. Oh my. Rodney. So y'all, Rodney there emailed me earlier. His lucky self went out and got himself a swarm. Low enough down, and in the email he sent, if I'm correct, said there was about 2 pounds of bees. So not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. So Oh yeah, if you hold up a white piece of paper in front of half the camera, slowly bring back your face. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Bees, so out to lunch. Bees, what's killing them? There's so much. It could be the mites, the varroa mites that are out there. That's what ended up getting mine. Um, Pesticides. There could be so many different things. There's diseases, bacteria. There's all kind of stuff. So tons of stuff. John, what's up, brother? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, okay. 101. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah, 101's good, dude. So yeah, Ginger Ninja. Did you? Let's see. Okay, I saw that. Yeah, yeah. I know. I know. I know. Look at that. Look at that. Yep. John is here. John, have you that Russian Scion? Have you ever tried those things? I wouldn't think that those would work like just regular old swarm traps. So got stung today. Oof. You got stung. You got stung what 3 times yesterday too, didn't you, Mike? Or the day before? uh, Bees have been dying since 2016 when I wrote an essay in college. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Just put the box of bees in the truck. Rodney, that's awesome. That is awesome, buddy. Yeah. Oh, Chad, you did? How did it work out? How did it work? Buy a nuke that I know is susceptible to disease. Try and catch a swarm shrimp. Nuclear, yeah, 175. Oh, I think somebody had asked when I was getting my bees, and I'm getting them. Matt, we're on the same wavelength. Let's see here. Bing. Either April 24th or April 25th. So 4.5 weeks it'll be. I'm getting them from Greg Burns, Nature's Image. And I know John, so said it before. Last year it was 8. I've got 6 packages and an extra queen ordered. So I'm going to split one of the packages into the resource hive. So that'll be 7. And then just looking to expand from there. But John, I think I'm going to end up I'm going to try to get to 12 this year. So may put up late in the season. I have a video on. Oh, okay. Made it a simple way. Okay. Oh, nice. Nice. Hey, John, Rodney got a swarm today. So, yeah. Do you have any Russians? Russians are probably one of the only ones that I haven't had. Oh, yeah. And Mike there got 2 splits. So set aside from that 7, that's 8 and 9 that I'll be at. Out to lunch. I appreciate that. Thank you. And whenever, Mike, whenever those splits are ready. Rodney, welcome. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, let me see there, Matt. Yep, 12. That's what it's going to be. Rodney, how you been?
Good. How you doing?
Not too bad. Just
Can you hear me?
yes, yeah, I can.
Good.
Yeah.
New headsets.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mike, you take care. Tell your wife I said hey. So, and let me know again if you need any help with your coop. Just let me know, and if I can, squeeze it out if I'm not working or busy, I'll pop by, buddy. So I'll talk to you. Let me see here. Man, this chat, Rodney, the chat's it's rolling.
There's like two of us named Rodney in here, I guess.
Oh, nice. Had an ant farm broken in my sister's room. Oh, that's lovely. How are the swarms by me? I've never put out traps, so I don't know. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna find more fancy. Huh. Interesting. Rodney? Have you ever tried that? That Scion? It's like that. I don't know. I don't even quite know how to describe it. It's almost like a platform. And there's a stick underneath of it, and it's coated with like wax and propolis, and it's supposed to draw in bees.
I guess if it smells like a hive, it probably would.
Yeah.
Is that for pulling in swarms?
Yeah.
That would probably work.
I've seen a couple, now me and swarms, I've
caught one. It was my own.
And that's what I did. I caught one that was at like 1 foot off the ground. I reached my hand to it and shook it down on a sheet and scooped the bees up, and we're putting them in a nuke. But, that's about it. Shelly, howdy.
So I've been playing around with a couple of things this year. I'm thinking about making some queens. And so I decided that I would try and make my own queen cups.
Oh, nice.
I made these, it's a 3D printed queen cup. But,
I was just going to ask you that.
But I don't think I would want to use that as the bees. But then I took it, I made a mold out of it, and that's beeswax.
Oh, wow.
I made a couple of different shapes so there's a short one. It'd be a little easier to get the things in. And I thought, wow, so it was pretty easy to do. I was surprised. I basically just took these 3D printed things and stuck them in some silicone.
Yeah.
And made a bunch of them. So I've got a bunch of them.
Nice. How many are now? Or I take it you're going to graft?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about trying to do 1 bar of graft. I don't want to raise a bunch of queens, but I'd like to try and I hate killing things. So if you raise more than you need, it's kind of not a good thing.
Yeah.
But so I guess my glasses are driving the camera nuts. But it's an experiment. I thought I'd try a couple of cup sizes and saw a couple of videos that people were doing similar stuff and got all the measurements from different things and made those to give them a try. I did get the Hive tool. I actually shot a video using the Hive tool, but I haven't got it up there yet. And it's just a short. Well, if I could show you, our outside is raining.
Oh, yeah.
So it's supposed to get nice in the next couple of days, but we've had 1 or 2 days of nice weather, and then mostly we're getting this drizzle and just cold. So hope bees have had a chance to go out and get. The thing is, things are blooming, and they're going out, and when there's a sun break, they just coming in with a ton of pollen.
Oh wow!
And just for that, and they're also all over. I have a little watering bin for them that I put out during the summer, and it's just been sitting. They're all over that, getting water, which I think they're using that to dissolve the remaining sugar that's in the hive.
Oh, okay. I never thought about that.
Yeah, so they didn't use the sugar most of the winter, and now all of a sudden they started going through it. So, and I'm getting close to starting to feed them again because we need to give ours a little extra help, being we don't get a real long season up here in the Northwest.
Yeah.
So
that's true. I tell you, like I said, I wished that I still had at least even a hive, because our weather around here has been like ideal. I think it was 73 today. So,
wow.
I know. But now
we almost hit 50. Yay.
Yeah. But
when we hit 55, my bees go nuts. They're just like, oh, this is summer.
Yeah. There's not much out there blooming though right now. So,
We have a lot of trees that are, the cherry trees are popping out, and a lot of the shrubberies that we have around here, just like going nuts in the last couple of weeks. So, does anyone know how big the waste area is around a hive for bees? What does he mean by waste area?
I think the area where they forage. I think is that what you mean by that? The area that they forage? And if so, I've heard two different numbers. I've heard 2 miles, 3 miles, and then I heard somebody not that long ago say, "Oh, 5 miles." I'm like, well, those bees got like super wings if they're flying out 5 miles. So
I've heard 5 miles as well from a what I would say was a relatively reliable source. It might also have to do with the species of bees and the area you're in.
Yeah.
Here, where it's cooler, they might have to fly further, but cooler air is a little easier for them to fly in just because it's denser.
Yeah. 101, what's up, buddy? I'll be on. I'll pop in on yours here tonight. I've been. Last week I didn't do a live, and I've been kind of. You notice I've been teetering down on the time I've been on here. So, but that's springtime though too. We get busy because all weekend I worked over in the bee yard.
You put it. So he's looking at the area where they dump the dead and the trash from the hive. I've observed my bees dumping things right in front of the hive in some cases, and I've observed bees taking other dead bees and flying at least 30 to 40 yards before dropping the bees. I think it's highly dependent on the bee itself, but there are some bees that they'll just dump them right in the front of the hive.
I've seen some of mine, like, and it's funny when you see them dragging out a carcass. That's what I say it is. It's like, look at that, they're dragging out a carcass, and I've seen some kind of fly kind of low on the ground, and then I've seen some kind of go straight up and over trees. So I think too, there might be environmental factors. If they think, if there's no storm, wind, I think that all of that might come into play, but I don't know. That's just a guess. So
yeah, and I know most of the time when they're defecating as they come out of the hive, they do that pretty quickly as they come out of the hive. But they also hit your car a couple of yards away too. So
my jacket and veil are proof that
bees and bikinis.
They tend to go right when they leave the hive.
Yeah, don't put your car parked right straight out the entrance.
And I'm telling you what, when it's in the middle of the summer, that stuff is like cement on the car. I have a white car, and it almost like bakes on there, and it's like just ridiculous.
Yeah.
What is this? Kevin is he puts the kid to bed while being a sponsor and not like the sponsor I need. Fred is crazy. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh man. Uh-oh, this is going to start Chad and Lizzie. I tell you what, though, Rodney, I'm excited to get started. I got 4.5 weeks, and I'll have 7 hives going. Well, 6.
Wow.
One of them is going to be my mom's. So one of the horizontals that I built out is going to be my mom's, and I'm excited to get her, back into it. So
that's really good. I've been able to open up one hive so far. I had one day where I could get into it. It looked, I mean, the queen has started laying in there, so I think that's a good sign. The bees have been pretty active whenever we get a little bit of heat.
Yeah.
And then my other two, I just haven't had time, because every time I need to get, or I want to get in them, the weather's kind of, I mean, I can see going in when it's cold, but when it's just raining, you just can't do it. It's not a good idea.
Yeah.
But now my neighbor, who's right next to me, she's planning on putting 3 hives in, and
awesome.
I texted her today saying, "Hey, when your bees come in?" And apparently she's not going to get them until probably the end of April. I thought, well, that's a little late for this area to get started, but you got to get started when you want, or when you can.
Yeah, I mean that's it. So I'm excited here to get mine April 24th. Just because we go. You're laughing at her comment.
At bees.
Yeah.
I can just.
I saw that too, and that cracks me up. We go, now if it's, I mean, every year's different, but we could go clear, September into October. So if we start in April and we go, a good 6 months, I should be able to, from the 6 that I'll have, and then I'm getting 2 from a buddy that was in here, so that'll be 8. I should be able to get 4 splits out of there, break them down and, pick out stronger ones. And one of the hives, my plan is I have an extra queen coming, and I'm going to split one of the packages in the resource hive. And since they're 4 framers, that'll be fine, put 1.5 pounds on each side. And so I'm planning on, I'm hoping, that'll be fingers crossed, that they build up fairly fast so then I can do splits. So yeah, that's the plan.
I have a theory that if you wait until they're almost ready to swarm and then do the split, that the ones that were gonna swarm will build up really fast, because it's just hypothesis, because when my hive swarmed, it was kind of a cruddy hive, and then it swarmed. Both halves after that, when I caught the swarm, they were producing wax like you would not believe. So I think that swarming instinct kind of makes them get prepared to do that.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, out to lunch. Is your camera on? That way I know who it is. I should do okay. Where was? Yeah. And so Butts Bees, that's what I plan on doing. I've got so much drawn comb, frames that are packed in honey, pollen. So each of my packages that I get are going to get like multiple drawn frames, food frames, and that's the main reason why I'm going with packages this year, is that they're each getting drawn comb with stores in them. So it's not like they got to start from scratch. Won't have to wait for them to draw out frames for the queen to lay. She'll be able to lay, as soon as she gets adjusted in their lay right away. So that I think is going to benefit my wanting to expand. So at least that's what I'm hoping. So yeah. My Bosnian buddy, how are you? How are you? And I'm not going to say my phrase that I know in Bosnian because too many people know it already. So yeah, I always call someone like y'all when I get these. What's this? Your cousin. Oh man. And see, Lizzie, if it's not on video, it didn't happen. So if you're saying you got stung in the chin twice and it swelled up like Jay Leno, we need proof. So if you can go tomorrow and purposefully like smear some lemongrass or something on your chin and, shake a hive and get stung in your chin and make sure you get it on video. Because if it's not on video, we don't believe you. Canadians aren't too trusting.
You darn Americans aren't trustworthy.
Well, yeah. The one chat where she was in here and Ian was in here too, the phrase, "you Yanks are crazy," I do remember that. So yeah. But Lizzie, it's not only me. Look at this right here. So it's not just Americans, it's Bosnians too. So internationally, we do not believe you.
I believe you. But I want to see the pictures.
Yeah.
In
that's
the bikini.
Right. Yeah. Dan Schneider, what'd you miss? Not much. Just chatting. Yeah, just chatting. Canadians are hardy. I tell you what, I will say that the honey. So if you all don't know of her, it's Bees and Bikinis shop, and it's. Let me see here. I'm going to find it and I'm going to post a link. The honey that I tasted was amazing. I'm going to I'll put that link in here for her. But if you all are looking for some honey and don't have your own, right there, try some from her. Rodney, I had there was a peppermint infused one, and it was like it was honey that was like a York peppermint patty.
Wow.
I mean, that's when I tasted it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a York peppermint patty. Yeah, it was awesome. So
I wonder what it'd be like with spearmint instead of peppermint. I'm not a peppermint fan, but I like spearmint.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was good. Lizzie, I'll do it. I have the stuff sitting. I just need to do that. So yes, Kevin, they're long-winded. Oh man, that's awesome.
They're all comedians out there.
Yeah. Well, hey, Canada sent us Justin Bieber, and we kept him. So
I didn't keep him.
Yeah, well, somebody did.
He's one of those people that came and stayed.
Yeah, I know. So, Blanchard's Bees. So I have tried Italians, and I kind of liked them. I've had Saskatraz. I liked those as well. I tried Carniole and Queens, and they lasted about 2 days. I don't know whether I got poorly mated or whatever, but when I installed them, went back to check a couple days later, I think I got 3 of them too. Each one of them was gone. So I pretty much took it. I'm like, well, if 100% took off, so I don't know. But
so I've only done Italians and Russians, or it's actually a mutt, but it's a Russian survivor, primarily Russian stock. And out of those, I've gone through 3 Russian queens this last year. Two actually only one survived through the winter, and both of my Russian queens that I got one Russian queen kind of at the beginning of summer and one at the end of summer, and both of them made it through, and they're actually quite strong. The bees are a little more aggressive than the Italians, but they seem to be a lot more hardy. And actually, at the end of my first year, the Russian was the only one that produced honey in the first year, enough for me to take some honey off.
Yeah. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, so John, Baddest Bees, brother, this is your honey. I sent this to M&K. Microfarmer, what's up, man? He never went to his P.O. box to pick this up. So they returned it to me, and I looked and I was like, hang on one second, what was going on? Well, that same day, he realized, oh my gosh, Brian sent me this honey. I need to go get it. They returned it. So I've already talked to him, and I just got to send it back out. But yeah, another video in Baddest Bees honey taste test should be coming up when he picks it up. But this time when they deliver it to his P.O. box, I'm going to text him and tell him, go pick up the box. So, but it sat there. Oh my gosh. Well, February 13th, and I just got it the other day. So it had to have sat
6
probably
weeks.
4 weeks. Yeah, 4 or 5 weeks even maybe. So, yeah. But micro farmer. Now, you're confusing me, buddy. Are you Muddy Boots or are you micro farmer? That's somebody with 2 channels. So, yeah. And so this year, though, back on the bee, we spelled that out all in one. This year, as far as the type of bee that I'm getting, they are mutts. They're just ones that were kind of, bred and for honey production, overwintering, and it's just, the box. They're just, folks ask Greg, hey, what type of bees are they? And he's like, well, they're ones that produce honey and overwinter well. So, and that's all I want.
That's what my survivors are supposed to be. And the one note is that they're good because they're local bees to my area. So they've been bred so that they can deal with the weather patterns here a little better than. So here on the West Coast, we typically get our bees from California. If you buy a package of bee from any of the bee places around here, they're almost always packages that come up from the California, which is why people don't get them until April, because right now they're down there doing the almond runs. Yeah, and all the bees in the whole country that are commercial are in California about this time of year, getting ready for almonds.
Yeah,
you do not want to raise killer bees.
Yeah.
They're no fun. They really are not any fun.
And what he's talking about here, and have Tim pick them up on his bike, Ridge Life, he got a swarm while he was at work, and he transported them home on his bike. He didn't drive that day. He rode his bike into work, so he rode home with a box taped up on the back of his bike.
I've brought a Christmas tree home on my bike before.
Yeah.
Not a big one, but so yeah, I get that. That's you got to have them sealed up pretty good, though.
Yeah, I don't know whether I would, but yeah. Yeah, there you go. And I tell you, if it is solely going to be dependent on how my season goes. But I have all the equipment that I can graft. I just need to have the strong colony that could support a couple queens. And if I can, then I'm going to, do some grafting, and I'll try. If not, then next year, hoping that I don't have 100% loss, I'll graft from my survivors and I'll keep that survivor line going. So,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I've watched so many videos where people are telling you, oh, only use queens that were raised by people who are known to raise queens. I think we're going to survive this thing by having people start raising some of their own queens.
yeah.
So we get more variety. Even with all the, even like the artificial insemination of bees, it makes us be able to get certain characteristics out of them, but survival isn't the characteristic that they're necessarily after.
So. Yeah. I've seen that artificial insemination, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, let nature be nature, but I think, and listen to John Battisbees and a couple other people that have said, once you start raising your own queens, then it's just like the doors open up in just kind of different avenues that you can really go down as far as being a beekeeper.
Yeah. So there's a comment right under the one you've highlighted that said you won't be pulling honey from the first year. I said the same thing, but I had one hive that I had to actually pull honey from the supers to give them more room, because they had basically filled up the comb, and they were starting to fill in the brood area with honey instead of building brood. So I pulled I pulled some of the frames from the super to give them more room. You have to call it based upon the behavior of the hive. The other hive that I had didn't produce enough, and I basically let them have their honey.
Yeah. Now this year, I tell you, it's going to be interesting because I've never started packages with built comb and honey stores, and
Yeah, they should be faster.
There's bee bread and everything. I mean, they're going to get a solid frame both sides with bee bread, and I mean, I have complete deep frames that are top to bottom, side to side, covered, capped honey. So they're going to get, each hive's going to get probably, 2 or so frames of capped honey. They're going to get a pollen frame, empty other built out frames. So they should do good,
Yeah.
Hey, John, don't worry about it, brother. Don't worry about it. Because Mike said the same thing, and I said, it's no problem. It's only a couple bucks. It's no worry. So, but I will probably send this out, though, tomorrow. I just got it back the other day. So, but yeah, don't worry about that. I appreciate that, but it's no trouble. So, yeah.
And Dan, I agree, bring in new blood for diversity, but you also get diversity by raising queens locally, because they go out and find drones from other hives. They don't typically mate with the drones from your apiary. They're just too close. And those drones can only fly, a mile or so, and the queens fly much further to get mated. So,
and I mean, and then as far as the mating too, I've heard, what is it, 20 to 30 that she'll mate with?
I've heard 10 to 20, but
yeah,
typically if they don't mate with several, then they're not going to, if they don't mate with at least 8, they're not going to be good queens. They just won't have enough.
They could be all, so you have your diversity right there too.
Yep.
No, but we'll see. I was so darn excited this year too, getting all my queen rearing stuff, and I'm like, man, I'm going to give a go at this, and then boom.
Yeah. Yeah, Lizzie, that's absolutely right. I noticed that I have some really dark bees and some some yellow bees. So, obviously they were mated with different different daddies.
Spike. That black one that she was saying, I had a hive last year that the daughter of one of my queens
Mm-hmm.
ended up solid black. And then it was kind of funny because you noticed where as the brood cycles, went through that hive, you started seeing the black striping, and then there were some that were almost solid black. But they were a good hive. Yeah. Yeah. I saw Beshi. Did Beshi pop in here? Beshi's Bees is here. Oh. Wow. Beshi, how you doing, buddy?
That's a good idea, badass bees. Putting cells over an extruder. Raise up another queen in the hive above the queen.
Yeah. I'm going to be all new to it, so I expect whenever I do graft or whatever, it'll be an experience. That's all. So, Beshi has to be. Yeah, I was just going to say fall autumn. Got to be getting towards the ending of the seasons down there. So, being in Australia, yeah. So, yeah. Just keep the. Now, Rodney, you're going to love this comment from Lizzie, seeing that you only want to.
You're terrible.
Yeah, you only want to graft what you'll keep, but right there, she's squishing. She doesn't even give him a chance to produce. She looks at him and is like, "Nope."
Well, I'm okay with whacking the cells. That doesn't bother me. I do that with the drones all the time.
Yeah.
But I keep hearing that the biggest cells are the best. I want to know where the scientific proof is that says large queens are better than small queens. I don't know if that's true. I've heard it over and over and over again, but I've never seen any actual proof. And I've also heard people tell us, "Oh yeah, we had this little tiny queen that just outlaid every other queen we ever had." And I'm just like, I want to see some proof. But
yeah.
I mean, we all like to think bigger is better, but is it?
There is that song of many years ago about fat bottom girls.
There you go.
So
all the proof we need.
And there's music.
I don't have any evidence that says it's not true. It's one of those things where I hear it a lot, but I haven't seen any research that actually shows that that's true.
Right here, Lizzie's setting us straight.
I don't know. The eggs are really, really, really tiny.
Yeah. To me, that makes sense. That there makes sense.
I think the bigger abdomen just gives them more insulation, more stored food in their system. I don't think it gives them any more eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, because otherwise we wouldn't have this problem with varroa mites because they're really tiny.
Spike, I would too. I actually had.
I'd like those. Yeah, I was gonna say put those in DC. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Not just one colony. We need all the way around DC.
Throw them down around the cherry blossoms that I think in the next they said like 10 days are gonna pop. What was that song, Fat Bottom Girls? I actually had a video last year. So when one of my splits ended up, queen went out, mated, and come back, and then, was building up, and I caught her and marked her, And in one of my videos at the end, I did like a slow-mo and you saw her walking in the one-handed queen catcher. And I played like a short clip of that song, not realizing, well, they're going to ding me like copyright. And they did. I trimmed the video that way to take it out, but yeah. And it was something about that song too. They wouldn't allow it to be viewed. Like it was blocked with that short, like 15-second clip. So, and when I like trimmed that portion out, then the video, it's public.
I wonder if you could have got a public, one from another video or something where somebody used it, but a band that was playing it, not the original song. If
like a cover band.
Yeah, a cover of it.
Yeah.
Because you can produce covers. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Do
you use any chemicals? We get that question a lot.
Oxalic acid and Apivar.
And I've been using oxalic acid through I use it through the fall up until the bee started slowing down, and then I plan on using formic acid at the beginning of spring once it's warm enough to hit them once before they get going.
See right here, and this is for Lizzie, had some pretty big queens come out of small cells. So when she is squishing those cells, just like I said, she's never giving them the opportunity to perform.
Well, now, I guess the part of the theory is that the larger cell means they've packed it with more royal jelly.
Yeah.
But which is fine. It sounds like a good thing, except that if the queen hatches before all that royal jelly is used, I mean, basically, the queen can only use the royal jelly until she goes into cocoon. And then from that point on, all the royal jelly around her is just left over. I guess if you looked at, are the small cells coming out with, no royal jelly left? Or, I mean, is there any royal jelly left at all, even in the big cells? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But Lizzie previously commented that the person that told her the big one was a bee researcher. But again, I'd absolutely love to see the research on that.
Yeah.
Sometimes she'll let them fight to the death. I had a pair that last year, that the Italian queen that I have now was. I thought they were raising a queen up to supersede a bad queen, and then that's the one that swarmed. But immediately after the virgin queen was, the bees were actually corralling the new queen to keep her away from some of the cells until she flew out on her mating flights. And then she went out on her mating flights, and when she came back, I thought they were going to fight to the death. But right when she started laying, the other bees ripped all the cells apart, because I was going to go in there and steal the cell if it was still there, and it was ripped open and the queen was tossed.
Yeah.
And she was already piping too, so she was ready to come out. They killed her and took her out.
That. Spike, you are wrong. It's not Rodney Middleton. Who's the speaker? Who are you? For one of our Australian guests here, Rodney. Who are you?
I'm Rodney. I just started beekeeping last year, and I'm one of these people that has to read everything before doing anything. So the entire beekeeping thing for me started as I made a comment to my wife when we went to a fair. We went by a bee exhibit, and I said, "Oh, that would be really cool." And it was just a off the cuff comment. And then at Christmas time, about 6 months later, I had a beehive given to me. And then I'm in the western side of the United States in Washington, Seattle area, and just been trying to learn it the hard knocks way. I'd taken classes. I took classes, local classes right before the shutdown. I got lucky. But with the COVID shutdown, basically they let us get our bees because they were livestock, but we were not allowed to have any mentors come teach us anything. So from the day I got my first set of bees, it was all me with a phone call with the person that taught the class that I took, or the first class I took.
That's horrible.
But I'm awfully opinionated and often wrong, and I'm okay being shown wrong, but I like to see proof that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
How long will a queen live? Well, typically a queen lives 2 to 5 years, but the active production years are really, maybe 3 years, and after that they start not producing as well. So most beekeepers replace their queens every 2 years or so.
Yeah.
I agree that having a mentor would be awesome. And I kind of did have a mentor. It's just that it was via, the phone.
Yeah. East Coast, what's happening? Yeah, I tell you, with the queen rearing, I think that will just, that'll open up the door. So it will. So, oh, wow, look at that spike. Yeah,
that would be so cool.
That would be.
I grew up with a firefighter father, so he wasn't interested in bees. He liked running into fires.
Yeah, that right there would be awesome. And my kids, I've tried to get them involved in it. Neither one of them want to go near, the hives. So
really,
yeah, they're just not. They're not interested. And I don't, I've asked them probably 100 times, but yeah, they're just not interested in it. So, it's okay. So,
well, and with me, my wife bought me the first hive, and so I went and I got her a bee suit so that she could help me, and she's never put the bee suit on. Oh, however, she did get stung once because she was in the yard and a bee got into her hair, and poor thing couldn't get out of her hair, and I had the big gloves on, so I couldn't. I tried to get the gloves off in time, and it stung her in the head. So she stays away.
That's why I tell you, I quit like the big beekeeper gloves.
Yeah, I normally use the nitro gloves.
Yeah. Yeah, and I use the thin. I think they're the 5 mil. They're the real super thin ones, and
they can't sting right through those.
Oh yeah, I've gotten it. But I tell you what though, when I have gotten tagged through one of the gloves, all I typically do is just lift the glove up and it pulls it right out, and then just flick it off. So look at that, passed both my written fire tests, almost fully certified. She's a firefighter.
Awesome.
Going 4 years in an incubator now, about drown. Oh, we can. Oh, wow. That stinks.
I was on the other side of the armed, or rather not the armed, the civil service. I was a police officer for a while.
Oh wow. Yeah.
That's not a fun job anymore.
Huh?
I said that's not a fun job anymore.
No, it's not. Yeah. Beshi, I've been trying to go that route because last year I wore just the veil, without the jacket around some of my hives. There were 2 that were a little bit more hot that I would put my jacket on, but I would love to go that route and just wear the veil, just more comfortable. Those hot summer days, I hate wearing that full jacket. I hate it.
And I don't know if it's maybe because we have cooler weather here, but my bees are a little more defensive. I've noticed, and if I'm not wearing the jacket, they will. I mean, if I wear just long sleeve shirts, they'll find a way into the sleeves and they'll tag me. So even with the suit on, I got stung 10 times last year. And now I will admit, every one was my fault because I was, putting my hands where they shouldn't have been. But I wear my suit. I do wear the nitrile gloves, though.
Yeah. What's this here? Live in Apple Valley, just high desert. Oh. Oh, wow. The B-Mobile. Huh. That's awesome. I'm missing a lot of the chat. I end up having to go back, and you know what I do after these lives? I'll go back on my regular channel, just my personal, and I'll rewatch it and go through comments just trying to catch up on stuff. And half the time I end up sitting here cracking up laughing just because you miss so much,
Yeah, they do come in pretty fast.
Yeah, yeah. And I tell you, some of the larger channels, I don't even know how the heck they keep up with it. I don't.
So back ways, Woods Friendly Garden said, I take my B exam on April 10th. Is that like a state exam? I mean, different states do different things. We have an exam that you can take here, but there is no requirement for taking it for beekeeping here. So I'm interested. Is that a state exam? That's a state exam.
Yeah.
What area are you in?
North Carolina. He's in.
North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I hear the Carolinas are a nice place to live. Is that true?
Yep. I worked in Charlotte for a little while and throughout the Carolinas, and weather's beautiful. The countryside is beautiful. You could have mountains. You could go over by the beach.
I've just been on the West Coast for my entire life. I spent like 6 weeks in Louisiana once, but everything's been over here. But retiring here is going to be tricky just because of the economics of the area.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I tell you,
I loves getting stung.
I mean, I know. I've only ever lived in Ohio. My job now, I've traveled all throughout the country and that. But as far as living out west, I don't know whether I would want to. It's nice to, I love visiting, and the area where you're at, like Oregon, Washington State, it is beautiful up there. As far as taking a trip and just exploring, waterfalls and going up to the mountains and all that, I love it. But I don't know whether I could live there.
I love it here.
Yeah.
Hey, at first, now I came up from Southern California, and when I first came up to Washington, it was tough because it's gray skies all the time, right?
Yeah.
Except in the summer, our summers are gorgeous, but you have this winter of gray skies. But I really like it here. I don't even really notice the gray so much, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Blanchard Bees, you take care, buddy. TCBs, welcome.
Mosquitoes can pound scan.
Oh, I missed it. Mosquitoes can pound sand. I must have missed something there.
Yeah, they were talking about, Spike said they love getting stung.
Oh, some people do bee sting therapy. They do, and actually, the guy that I'm getting my bees from, on his group page, somebody put a picture the other day of they had a hand injury and they had like nerve damage, and they actually do that to just stimulate that nerve, the regeneration. And they do it in a way. There were a couple people that commented like negatively saying, well, you're killing the bees. But they actually, and they showed a short little clip in that, they do the sting so that it does not like pull, the stinger out. So it's just they let it pump for a little while and then remove the bee so the bee doesn't truly die.
I don't know how they can do that though. The stinger's being barbed and all. So the one thing about bee therapy is, I mean, it causes a swelling reaction, which actually helps certain things, but there's a high risk of becoming allergic to bees over time. And some people have used that totally fine for years, and then all of a sudden one day they have an anaphylactic shock to it and they die. So I'd say the risk is not worth it for me, but I don't have the things that they're dealing with.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that could be just like shellfish allergies too, because a friend of mine lives the Gulf Coast of Mississippi and grew up eating shrimp and all that type of stuff, living on the coast, and said went out to eat one day and ended up in the ER, and they tested her and said, "You're allergic to shellfish. Why did you eat shrimp?" And she was like, "I've been eating shrimp my whole life." And the doctor was like, "Well, not anymore." And it was just one of those, so. Oh, there we go. They got 2 stings. Nice. Come on, homesteading. Oh my. Who? Now I'm lost right there. Milkman. I don't know who he's talking about. TCBs. Anyone catch a swarm yet? Rodney Middleton did. Today he messaged me, and let me see if I can actually. Well,
and McComb bees made a comment that bees don't die when they sting. When they sting other insects, they don't die because the stingers don't stick. That is true. And they don't always die when they sting mammals either. If the barb gets in, that's when they die because they can't pull it out. But generally, they pull their stinger out. I haven't seen one that doesn't.
Let's see here. There's that. And that. Hang on one second here. Where is it? Ah, there we go.
Out in the woods hive.
Yep.
Swarm.
Yeah. Yeah, he caught that today. He said it was about 2 pounds. So,
at this time of the season, that's a good start.
Yeah. Yeah, I would take that. And I think he said it was chest level. So you walk up. I mean, that would be, that'd be awesome. Yeah. I saw that.
At that level, you might just take a little time to see if you can see the queen walking around.
I know.
Now, I've been told, now I don't know which is true because when I got my swarm, I didn't see the queen. I just shook them. But I've been told that in general, the queen actually wanders around the outside of the cluster and keeps them all bound in. And then other times I've been told that no, she's in the center there. I don't know which it is, but the walking around kind of made sense to me because they cluster around each other. But
yeah, I would love to find one. I'm playing around switching stuff. I would love to find one that was chest level like that, because I probably would sit and stare at it for a little bit. I would. I just, yeah, that would be awesome. John got tons of scouts around. Man.
Ranch and Bees says, yes, I had a swarm last year, and the queen was running all over the place. I couldn't catch her, so I ended up shaking it. Yeah, I've heard that from a couple of well, actually, it was taught in the class that I took in the state class. So,
yeah. Kevin got an air fryer. Kevin, I got one too, buddy. I love that thing. Yeah, let me see here. Usually catch feral bees. Yeah, John, you said you had a bunch around your place. Hey, what's up, Kyle?
Hey.
Right there's our spray them with sugar one, shook them in. Yeah, that's easy. That's easy right there. Yeah, and who is it? Is it the K or the R? Who is it? Who is it? And here is Anil, my Bosnian buddy. And that I said it earlier, I'm not going to say the Bosnian phrase that I know. It's not a good phrase. So if any Bosnians watch this, I don't want to offend them. Hour and 16 minutes I'm just seeing. Wow. That's awesome. I tell you what, man, Rodney, I can't wait. 86 Off-Road, what's up, man? I can't wait for this 4.5 weeks to just, if I could lay my head down and close my eyes and wake up in like 32 days, I would be so darn happy.
It's going to go fast.
It will, yeah. Yeah, and you know what I actually like, that new area. Tomorrow, I think it is. The area where my stand that I built last year, there were a couple trees that were blocking some of the sun that would hit those hives. And it's at my mom's property. She's actually letting me cut down a couple trees, and they're not like monstrous trees. They're 6-8 inch. But now they're close to her garage, so she wants them all cut down. Well, that's a benefit just because it's going to open up the sun for those hives. So those hives are going to end up this year, they're going to have more sunlight. They're going to have the buckwheat and clover that's planted all around. So I'm actually excited. I mean, I can wait that, the 4.5 weeks just because the little bit of work that I have left to do, it'll pay off. Look at this. That electric chainsaw. And I heard, so Kevin, Rodney, if I did a live last Saturday and I was cutting trees down and stuff, and I have a battery powered chainsaw. I've cut down foot round trees with this chainsaw.
Yeah, when I was a kid, my dad let me use the electric chainsaw. It wasn't battery powered. They didn't have batteries that big back then.
Yeah.
I have a man's chainsaw now.
See, I didn't want to get a gas one. I'm like, and I saw this, and
if you're not cutting down trees all the time, it doesn't make sense to get one. I mean, I have an acre, and every year we have enough branches fall down, and a branch that falls out of my tree is yay big. So I got to cut a bunch of branches up every year. So yeah. I have a good chainsaw. But
that right there is exactly when I rewatched my live. They were heckling me so darn bad it was ridiculous, and I was here rewatching it, cracking up laughing. I was. Oh, it was funny. But yeah, I'm going to take my electric chainsaw over. I've got, I think, 5 more just smaller trees to cut down.
Do you have a Prius too?
My mother has a Prius, and I have a Kia Sportage SUV.
Is it? But it's not a hybrid, is it?
No.
I'm just thinking the eco-friendly thing here.
No, I
electric.
wish I went complete opposite.
I was trying to heckle you as long as
I
they were
know, I
heckling you.
know. My Kia actually has a turbo in it, so it only gets like 24 miles a gallon. So
Yeah, Dan says I'm thinking about getting a little saw like that because I don't use the big one enough anymore. And we all know it's not the size that matters; it's how you use it. Well, at
see,
least that's what the guys with the little saws always say.
you know what though? I got mine. So Dan, I got it at Harbor Freight, and like I had a leaf blower that uses the same exact battery. It's like Ryobi. Those batteries and like Makita, the batteries. If you buy the same brand, you just change them out. Um, and when I saw that, there were two trees here that were like about 90% dead. And so it was easy to cut down. And the one had fallen, parts of it had fallen. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just cut them down. And I went up and got that. Yeah, I don't even want to, entertain some of this, the comments. They're just going, let me see here.
It's not the size of the wand; it's the wizard that waves it.
That's right. If you're Gandalf, it don't matter. You know. Oh God, that's funny. See right there, the electric pole saw. See, if you got a good electric pole saw, you can cut down anything. Yeah.
It goes on. I'm glad everybody here has a good sense of humor.
Yeah, I see your electric chainsaw and raised by the gas when I just ripped the cord out of. See? That's it. And that electric one too, I could go outside at midnight with that electric chainsaw. Nobody's going to know I was even out there.
I could cut down my neighbor's the trees that keep coming on my property. He wouldn't know it. There you go.
Rodney, it makes hardly no noise.
So
I mean,
yesterday I had to cut some timbers because I was, for one reason or another, and I was in a hurry, and I pulled out my gas chainsaw, and instead of putting it on the ground and starting it, I decided, I'm going to do the manly thing and just rip the cord and start it. Except I wasn't holding it right, and I just rammed that thing into my leg. Luckily, it was just the force of me pulling on the cord. But so yes, the electric has some advantages.
This right here, stealth
firewood poaching.
We would need video, but that right there would be the title: stealth firewood poaching. That's awesome. That's awesome. Like Mission Impossible music playing in the background.
Yeah, we're not allowed to burn any of the wood, so that wouldn't work for me.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Along with burying the bodies.
I don't even know where that's going.
Stealth burying the bodies?
Who cuts trees at midnight? You can when you got an electric chainsaw, Kevin. See? He's going to walk outside one day, and when I go on some trip, I'm going to find out what's his favorite tree, and I'm going to cut that thing down. He's going to walk outside and be like, hang on one second, where'd the tree go? And then he's going to see the video pop, and I'm going to be like, midnight tree poaching. I know I missed something in here, but why, Brian? I don't.
Yeah, so we have very specific times that we can burn, and our homes here where I'm living don't have fireplaces. They have the gas fireplaces, which you can't put anything in. They're not real fireplaces. It's all for air quality. So in some areas, air quality is not a problem because you burn and the wind takes it away. But we don't always. Sometimes there'd be no wind, and if somebody burns, it's like sitting in a cloud of smoke.
Yeah. But you see, look, Lizzie's going to start again. Bunch of weirdos in the USA. uh,
And proud of it.
that is that thing. You see right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's much smaller from this angle.
Yeah. It's that flower is probably about, I mean, it's the size of my hand. It's pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, my dad used to have those in his front yard. They're
Yeah.
always going.
Yeah. It's got 2 or 3 other shoots that are growing, coming up on it. So we'll see. I don't know if it'll do anything. The very first shoot that came up on it actually didn't do anything. It just browned up, and then the one that opened up came up. So, oh well. I'm bringing Hawaii back to Ohio is all I'm doing. It's got a dyslexic botanical name. Well, yeah, I guess so. America.
America.
See, right there.
Yeah. Putting that in the chat's dangerous because my instinct when I see America is to do the Team America.
See?
F yeah.
I'm representing today, and I got my reloading gear.
I was going to bring my reloading gear up. I saw you wearing the Hornady hat. I would be wearing my Sierra hat.
Oh yeah, you know what I actually got, and let me see. Right over here. This is the Lee APP, and it'll pop the primers out. But I just got the Lee ACP. It's their primer station, and I primed all these. I did 209 millimeter, primed them in about 15 minutes.
That's pretty good.
It's as fast as there's a tube set up like here,
yeah,
and as fast as you can really it's just a steady like this. Every I'd say probably 4 or 5 seconds, you're priming around.
Yeah, I use a Dillon Progressive, and so it's all one, bam, bam, bam. The thing I like about that is after the first 5 pulls, every pull from that point on produces a bullet. Now, I like doing that for like the 40 caliber, the pistol rounds, but I don't have a single stage. So the way I use that for rifle rounds is the same way you would one at a time. I don't really like the Progressive for that, but
yeah. I tell you what, Beshi. They don't. Do they watch?
What? When you say you want to see his 223, do you want to see his 223 ammo or his 223 what?
Yeah,
that can go a long ways.
If you want me to do they watch like if you bring a rifle onto a live?
Why would they? I mean, there are. I don't. Is that against? Look up and see if that's against community standards. I'd like to know that.
FPS Russia used to shoot stuff all the time on YouTube.
I mean, they have videos of people shooting, right?
Yeah. I
check with the community standards. It doesn't, to make sure it doesn't violate that.
Let me. I'll be right back. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
In the meantime, we can sing songs. See if I can. So I can't control any of the chat stuff that he has. See what other. Yeah. So Lazy Pond says Progressive is great, but single stage is more accurate for the rifle. I totally agree. when I load my rifle, when I load rifle rounds, I actually load them on the multi-stage, but I do it one at a time so that each station basically, it depends what I'm loading for too. Sometimes I'm just loading the plink and then I just multi-stage it. Yeah, there's shooting videos all over the place, so it makes sense. I don't think there is any problem unless, maybe for school classrooms or something like that, people get weird. Guns are bad gold. Okay. I don't think guns are good or bad. I mean, they're just a piece of metal, right? Let's see what we got here. Ooh. Don't aim it at the camera. Oh man, you lasered me.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, mine doesn't look nearly that pretty. But well, I'll take my barrel over your barrel.
I've got like the 223 scope, the green laser.
I got all the toys that I won't put on mine.
Yeah, and I got the front, the bipod on it I'll never use it, Yeah.
That's, so what hold on. Yeah, what's the scope on it for? I don't understand that. I'm kidding.
When I'm shooting...
I noticed you have the iron sights too. So can you pop the scope off pretty quick and use iron sights if you have to?
I wouldn't. When I'm shooting like 100-yard, then, I'll use the scope. But if I'm just shooting up close,
Wait, 100 yards is close.
Well, I mean, if I'm shooting 20, 30 feet with it, just shooting it, whatever.
That's you shoot from the hip then.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but
I don't think I can get mine out that quick because I don't know if you got into your safe. My safe's not that easy to get into.
Yeah, down in the basement. Let me go grab another. Man, let me go get another little toy out. I'll be right back. I'm going to put this one away. And the other one, I've only shot this one 4 times. I've only put 4 rounds through this next one. So.
Okay, we'll keep.
This one here is, it's a Stag Arms. Before Stag Arms got hit with, they got in trouble there for a little bit because they had, I don't know whether they had uppers or lowers, but they had pieces in an assembly factory that were not serial numbered.
Oh, and they'd already been machined.
And they got in trouble. So, like a year after I bought mine, a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, you got a Stag, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "They're in a bunch of legal trouble." So, yeah, that's it though.
Well, they don't have to have the serial number until they're capable of. They have to have it before they're capable of firing. So if they don't, that's why the whole 80% uppers is a big deal, right?
I don't know anything about all that. I just thought, Brian has way too many toys. Yeah, let me take this back downstairs.
I thought he was going to fire a round for us.
Right.
I know. It was 80% lowers. When your brain's not engaging, when you're thinking bees and then talking guns all of a sudden. That's a restricted gun in Canada. Can't own them. You can own them. You just can't let the government know you own them.
Ah.
Hello, recyclable.
Now here's another one.
Oh, that looks like it will be fun. And the beauty is that's just a rifle, bolt action rifle. You can own that in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, this one is
That's a hunting rifle.
This is a Ruger Precision 308. So, yep, he got it right there. The RPR.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a pretty gun.
It's
so what are you hunting with that?
Metal at 1,000 yards. That's it. But yeah, the beauty of this
it would suck for elk hunting, but there are other animals to hunt that would be ideal for.
The beauty of this is the buttstock on everything is fully adjustable. The trigger is fully adjustable. You know, everything on it. Now, this is factory other than the glass that I put on it. And then the bolt action, I ended up getting, there was a composite plastic piece in here. And there's a company I found that machined titanium.
Nice.
So, yeah, so I swapped that out. And it actually weighs less than the composite that they had. Yep. So weight-wise, you know, but yeah, those are my two toys. Oh, man.
It's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing, though, it's...
Hunt spiders with that.
It's a toy, you know.
Ugh. No, not ideal for hunting rhinos, Beshi.
No. No.
Hunting rhinos requires you to have to be able to run away real quick when you get in trouble for poaching.
I would not want to hunt an animal that's that big.
I wouldn't want to hunt an animal that's that big either.
I mean, I guess...
Mostly I hunt paper.
Yeah, you know, I guess a moose. I would not mind a moose hunt. In all honesty, I would not mind that.
Yeah, unless you have to carry it uphill to the truck.
Well, yeah. Oh my God.
Yes, you're going to quarter it, but
we can't even have rimfire. Wow. Look at that. So
they're trying to make that happen here too.
I saw the best picture, and I don't want to go down this road, but I saw the best picture, and it was a 9mm sitting at the top of a staircase, and it said, "Okay, now try and take my gun, Joe." and it was like the very next day after, you know, the falling on the plane, and I thought, oh my gosh, you know, people are going to jump on stuff like that left and right, you know, but oh well. Back to bees. Beshi talked me into getting my toys out. Oh well. See there, John? Yeah. Well, no. Let me see. Today is
24th.
Today is Wednesday. So how many days do I got? It's 4 weeks from this Saturday, so 27. No, 420. No, I can't even do math. 31 days. Yep. Yeah, 31 days. Oh, it's no problem, Bish. I don't get those things out that much, so. Yeah, 31 days. And you all will see me. But it's Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday for you. It's Wednesday here. It's the 24th here.
And it's Wednesday here even longer.
See? Hey, Kevin, you take care, brother. See, Beshy's like
wait. Can you tell me what's going to happen in the stock market since you're already in the 25th?
Exactly.
Stock tips.
Which cryptocurrency should I get? I mean, since he's Beshy McFly. I want to know. What do I tell you a joke now? You'll get it tomorrow. Oh,
well, my tomorrow, but you're today.
Exactly. See?
Technically, if you tell the joke on the 25th and I get it on the 24th, I'm a little ahead of you.
Exactly. Heard Man Like Bees are 2 weeks late. Is that right? Russell, I am not sure. I do not know. Not sure. I know the guy that I'm getting mine from, I haven't heard of any type of delay just yet. Now, I mean, weather pending and that, we still got a month. But when I checked the forecast for, the next 14-day that they kind of had, and then after that they just kind of had national, or averages, the weather looked good. So, right here. So Man Lake is 2 weeks back. I wonder where Man Lake gets theirs from. I wonder. Not sure. Yeah. Rodney, do you know where I'm getting mine from?
Where are you getting yours from?
The Fat Bee Man.
Oh, cool.
I hear, like, the reviews I hear are all good. I hear very good things about the.
Well, he's just going to go catch a swarm and give it to you, right?
Huh?
He's just going to catch a swarm and sell it to you, right?
Exactly. Now, one of the guys that, because he has people that go down and they put together packages, but one of the guys that works with him who, he was on one of my lives, he's been a student of Dawn's for a couple years, and he actually does like this kind of loop every year. Yeah, Dawn the Fat Bee Man. He actually does this loop where he'll go down and get them from Dawn, and then he stops. He makes over like a 2 or so day, 3-day trek, but he'll stop in certain designated cities. So that way they're not shipped by USPS or anything like that. It's him and a friend of his, and they go on like a bee run. So, and he actually, I tell you what, I am so excited for this. He told me that I can come down. I think he's about an hour and a half away where his apiary is, his farm. He told me I can come down, and if I want to take like an entire day and we'll go through and he'll show me stuff. He said, I have no problem, you're buying stuff from me. I have no problem that if you want to come down even several times, I'll show you some stuff.
Will he let you tape it or video record?
He probably would, I would think. I'll ask him. But he was actually on here, and he has a YouTube channel.
Yeah. That's the only reason I know them.
Yeah, yeah. What kind of bees are you getting, Brian? Mutts. So they're just mutts. But
Survivor
yeah,
bees is what a lot of people call them.
huh?
Survivor bees is what a lot of people call them.
That's it. Yep. Yeah, but no, Rodney. I was planning on talking to him about that. And do you know what he actually just did? Also, him and his buddy. Now they do a podcast. Um, they actually did a sit down interview with Bob Benny. Let me find. Let me find it. Well, he's on my channel list. Let me see here. I'll put the link to it. But this is the link to when he interviewed Bob. And then he his last video that he did, Bob actually took him, and I forget the name of his place. What, Blue Ridge Honey is where Bob Binney is at. Bob actually took him and his buddy through his store and showed him like the complete operation. And kind of, it was a one-on-one kind of guided tour, and it was pretty cool. I mean, it just, that guy is so knowledgeable, it's just ridiculous. So, yeah. My bees are nuts this early here. I need to slow their roll. I wish my bees were going nuts right now.
Mine do it on the sunny days. We don't get a lot of those.
Mine don't have a breath in them to have a roll.
It's good that you can kind of laugh about it. You have bees that are just in somebody else's apiary right now.
Yeah. It's that last day when I found that my last hive where it was gone, I was like, it hit me pretty good. But now I kind of chuckle about it, So
it's an experience.
It's an experience, and I tell you what, that stand that hive was on, it needed a board repaired, so I got that done. I've got stuff in the apiary, trees cut down that, I normally did not have time to do. Lesson learned. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Beshi, it's almost guaranteed that I didn't treat them enough, and from mites, and just the cluster sizes were so small that through the winter they just, my last one that I had, the cluster was the size of my fist. It was just so small. So that was it.
Beshi previously asked a question: feeding sugar 1-to-1. So
this time of year, I think that's what people do.
Yeah, so I'm going to try something a little different this year because I read a research paper that talked about the different consistencies of nectar and honey and things like that. And the suggestion was to do a 1 to 1.3, so it's a little thinner than 1-to-1. It's more water. I'm going to give that a try. It's the difference is really not that noticeable to me, but apparently they can. The belief is that they will take it a little more like nectar, and it will cause them to build comb a little faster than 1-to-1. I wish I had a link to that research paper. It was something I read last fall. And I'm going to try it. We'll see how that works.
If you happen to find that, email me the link, or
Yeah, I'll look for it.
I would be curious. So
It was out of a university. Um, that's why I was kind of looking at it to begin with. But yeah, yes, agreed. Don't overdo the sugar syrup. Right now, we're at the point where they're just at the end, and I don't think the nectar is flowing well. There's a lot of pollen in this area because we have plants that are good sources of pollen, but not necessarily great sources of nectar. So they're pulling in a lot of nectar, but not, I mean, a lot of pollen, but not a lot of nectar.
yeah.
And then once I guess our big flows are when the maples hit in the spring, and then next is our blackberry. We get pretty good flow off of that.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I've just started to see a couple of the maples, but now it's the real up high branches, the ones that are closest up to the sun, just starting across the tops. But I think if our weather continues like it is, I'm thinking in another week and a half or so, that our trees are probably going to be popping pretty good. So thinner is better for brood. Bring this full. Yeah.
And that's probably why they're suggesting it in this area, because we really need to ramp our brood up quickly here, since we don't have as long as you'd have
Your
further south.
Yeah. Gail, hello. Hello. March 19th, our silver maple, we're going great here in Minnesota. Wow. Yeah, we haven't, like I said, I just in the last week have noticed just the startings. So soon. Well, come April 24th, there will be stuff out there for them. So 31 days. 30 days if I was in Australia with Beshi. But I wouldn't be looking forward to a, what pollen was out. If I was in Australia right now, I'd be looking at how do their stores look, feeding them and getting them ready for the winter.
Time to get them through winter.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah. Oh, I tell you what, Rodney, we are hour and 53 minutes.
It's a long conversation.
I think I'm going to hop off in a second. Oh, there we go. I think I'm going to give the swarm a frame of brood. Yeah, that'll get it going. That'll definitely get that going. That's awesome, Rodney. Yeah.
Hey, Rodney, there's two of us.
I know. Rodneys you're everywhere.
Well, it's a very rare name, though. I mean, there's really not that many of us in the world. So when I hear it, it's kind of weird. But all right, well, Brian, it's been great talking.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you as well. Yeah. Glad you were able to join. So,
just my entire social interaction for the month.
See, it's practically all of mine too. So, yeah. But Rodney, you take care.
You too.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Everybody have a good evening.
Yeah. So, John Battis B's brother, look for what I got coming up to. So, kept thinking Brian was talking to me. No, Rodney, there's two Rodneys. Anil, my Bosnian buddy, you take care. Gail, appreciate you popping in. Everybody in here. Beshi, brother, it was good seeing you. Yeah, it was really good seeing you. But those that are all in here, 86 Off-Road, Russell, you take care. Dan, who else do we got in here? Who else do we see? Let me see. I'm scrolling up real quick just to see if I can see some people. If I missed anybody, you all take care. Like I always say, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping in. And if you ever want to, like Rodney did, if you ever want to pop up and chat, let me know. I'll throw a link in there and you can come up. Love chatting with folks. So, but look for more coming up. Tomorrow, I do have a video just about the basic little work that I've done over in the apiary. Mr. and Mrs. Struttenbuck, you take care too. Look for that. And then I'll have a couple other things coming up. I think I have about 2 or 3 more hours of work over there, and then we'll be set for the 31 days when I get the girls. So that's going to be the longest 31 days. But you all take care, though, and look for probably next Wednesday, we'll have a special live going. So I'll have something, and just wait for the thumbnail and the description on that one. But next Wednesday, we'll have a good live. It'll be fun. So, but you all take care, and until the next time.